protect our body from the dangerous Wi-Fi effects is Wi-Fi Safe. Simple steps to reduce the negative effects. Technology has allowed us to go wireless and avoid the hassle of cables. We can now remotely turn the TVs on, start a coffee machine, and monitor babies using wireless technology. At the same time, we are exposed to unprecedented levels of electromagnetic radiation from wireless signals 24/7. Have you wondered, is Wi-Fi safe? At these levels? Is Wi-Fi safe? Hang on tight, this may get controversial. There seem to be two rather extreme opinions when it comes to Wi-Fi. One side says that it is completely safe and likes the idea of smart houses with everything run off Wi-Fi. The other side is ready to build a Faraday cage around themselves at all time. The truth is likely somewhere in the middle. Understand the effects of Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi does not immediately cause diagnosable illness. For this reason, many of us choose to ignore that it can have any effect at all. However, it can interfere with our bodily functions, which may eventually progress into diseases like cancer and neurodegenerative diseases after long-term exposure. Because these are complex diseases that develop over decades, it is difficult to conclusively show that the increase in wireless signal exposures directly cause the diseases. International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, considers wireless radiation as a Class IIb possible carcinogen due to limited evidence. These small number of studies are leaning towards showing that electromagnetic radiations, including Wi-Fi, are not safe. In the Lancet article outlining their considerations, the IARC states that epidemiological studies that follow humans who use Wi-Fi and cell phones for a few years are not conclusive. However, rodent studies that follow the animals throughout their lifetime find that wireless radiation does cause cancer or worsen cancer prognosis. The same animal studies also observed other changes in the brain and blood-brain barrier in animals that are exposed to the radiation. The limited evidences in humans may be why regulators are claiming that this type of radiation is safe. However, some anecdotal evidences, such as how Canadian families in Ontario are noticing headaches and brain fogs in their children, suggest that Wi-Fi may not be healthy, so it is probably better to err on the side of caution. It is even more important to protect children and developing fetuses from radiation, as their small and growing bodies are more vulnerable to radiation than adults. Many products on the market aim to help protect babies in utero from Wi-Fi radiation, like this belly armor blanket and even this belly shielding band for pregnant moms. How to reduce Wi-Fi exposure? First, it is important to reduce use as much as possible, especially until we know more about the long-term effects of Wi-Fi. The pro-Wi-Fi crowd may scoff at the idea that anything could be potentially harmful about it, but we once thought smoking was perfectly fine too. While it may not be possible to get the entire family on board, there are many options to reduce exposure while keeping everyone happy, including, turn off Wi-Fi before going to bed. Good, everyone should be sleeping at bedtime, and Wi-Fi signal may interfere with the brain during sleep, so it is a good idea to turn it off before going to bed. This allows the body to rest more deeply. By turning it off at night, you are effectively cutting down exposure by 33%. Aside from the Wi-Fi reduction, many security experts also recommend turning off your internet when not using it. In addition, because many people browse the internet mindlessly at night, some may also find that having a Wi-Fi curfew improves their marriage because they become more present with their spouse. Many router models will have features that make it possible to automatically shut off Wi-Fi connection and turn it back on at the same time every day, which will be useful for this purpose. Turn on Wi-Fi router only when in use. Better, if you and your family members are up for giving up Wi-Fi for the most part, but still insist on connecting some devices from time to time, then having an option to switch on the router when in use is a better option, as this reduces Wi-Fi exposure only to a few hours a day. Give up wireless and hardwire all your connections. Best, giving up Wi-Fi altogether is the healthiest option. It may sound daunting, but it is possible and may mitigate several health issues down the line. In addition, you will enjoy more consistent and faster internet when directly hardwired in. It is certainly more work and not doable for everyone, but something we are, slowly, attempting. Hold up on adding gadgets or upgrading to smart homes, offices, and cars with new wireless technology. Wireless-enabled devices with bells and whistles are on sale every single day. Smart home thermostats, Bluetooth-controlled cookers, wireless baby monitoring system, and smart beds might make life easier, but they may not be as safe as we think. Such technologies are still very new. These devices use many forms of wireless technologies, for which we don't fully understand the long-term health consequences. For these, less is more. You'll need to pick up some affordable tools, including Ethernet hub, if the one you have doesn't have enough ports for every device and everyone to use. They can be plugged into an existing hub that you already have in order to expand the number of ports. Long Ethernet cables, to allow everyone to connect from anywhere in your home. Ethernet adapters, makes it possible to connect devices that don't have Ethernet ports, including tablets, smartphones, and some computers. It is also a good idea to use wired peripherals like keyboards, mice, and headphones instead of wireless ones to reduce exposures to electromagnetic radiation. If that all seems complicated to set up, I'd recommend asking someone to help. My tech-savvy brother was a lucky recipient of my questions. Turn devices on airplane mode. Cell phones and tablets emit electromagnetic frequency when the receivers are turned on. Because we typically use these devices very close to our bodies for extended periods of time, exposure levels can be very high. Therefore, important to keep them on airplane mode, especially when they are around children. Adding negative ions exposure to Wi-Fi can result in a buildup of positive ions in your body, which can promote inflammation. Therefore, if you are regularly exposed to Wi-Fi and EMFs, it is even more important to regularly expose yourself to negative ions to neutralize the positive ions. You can find naturally occurring negative ions near moving water, such as at the beach or moving streams of water. In addition, you can use a Himalayan salt lamp or negative ion generator in your home to increase your exposure to healthful negative ions and mitigate the negative effects from Wi-Fi exposure.